Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Car Topics Explained. Today will be a quick one, but I thought you'd all appreciate it. Today's topic is the result of my own personal research into E46 M3 exhausts. Specifically, the stock USDM exhaust, to the factory European version, and even the exhaust systems used on official BMW Motorsports Works factory race cars. And in case some of you didn't get the hint, I'm sharing findings from my own personal research to fulfill my own purposes, which means I am learning and am no way proclaiming myself to be some kind of expert. Sorry I didn't go to an engineering school to be grumpy in a comment thread. Anyways, let's start with the 4 sections of the stock exhaust system, specifically the US version. Starting at the back with the mufflers, replacing these with something like the Super Sprint Race mufflers or Rogue Engineering's Diablo exhaust can really wake up the car. Moving forward, we have the mid-pipe known as Section 2. People rarely take out the factory Section 2 piece because there aren't any significant power gains to be had, and the resonator/muffler reduces a lot of noise. However, the next section is very important when it comes to Rasp. As you may or may not know, the US domestic market E46 M3s suffer from terrible Honda Civic-esque Rasp. Which some people may like and others, like myself, don't like. We are talking about the Section 1 exhaust piece. In stock form, there is one resonator and only one of the pipes. But if you want to improve performance or reduce rasp, or even both, you can get something that has 2 resonators, like the Rogue Engineering Rasp pipe. It's a full replacement of the factory Section 1 piece of the exhaust, and it can almost completely solve the rasp problem by itself. Though the rasp pipes coupled with a nice aftermarket muffler would sound heavenly. The final, or perhaps the first piece of the exhaust system, depending on where you start, are the headers. And in all honesty, the headers on the US E46 M3s look diseased, infected, like they have growths on them.
It's not a tumor.
These gross lumps are the catalytic converters. And I gotta say, the first mod I'd do to a US E46 M3, if it weren't for the rasp pipes, is replace the factory headers with something less nasty. And one of the replacement headers I'd consider using actually brings me to a fun fact. As you know, the USDM E46 M3s have cats in the headers. But in the European E46 M3 exhaust systems, the headers don't have cats. The catalytic converters are located in the Section 1 pipes instead. And because of the fact that the Euro E46 M3s use the same 4-section setup as the US models, all the parts are interchangeable. In other words, you can straight pipe an E46 M3 using OEM parts. If you have a US M3, you just install the European headers. If you have a Euro M3, you just have to install the US Section 1 piece. Although I'd recommend the Rogue Engineering Rasp pipes. Quick disclaimer, if you have a US car and you want to use Euro headers, I urge you to get Rasp pipes because the Euro headers will actually make the stock Rasp worse. So to summarize, an E46 M3 road car exhaust system is divided into 4 sections. The headers, which on US models have catalytic converters but are catless for the Euro versions. Section 1, which is catted for the Euro version, whereas the US version, there are no cats and instead have a resonator in stock form or more if aftermarket. Section 2, which like I said is rarely replaced unless if you want to make noise because the pipe contains a resonator/muffler. And lastly, the mufflers themselves. But now, just for fun, let's talk about race car exhausts. Say you want to build a BMW M3 GT or GTR replica race car. I mean, who's had that crazy idea? Well, you're in luck. It is possible to get your race or street E46 chassis fitted with the official race car side exhaust. Please note this system is for the S54 inline 6, not a V8. And funnily enough, the race car exhaust system is a 3-section system instead of 4 like the road cars. You've got the headers, the center/X pipe, and the side exit section. The headers you'd be using would be made to order from BMW using the exact same specifications and materials as the original race cars. The material and the bends are so complicated that the headers cost about as much as the other 2 sections combined. The official race car headers, for lack of a specific quote or retail price, cost just over $10,000. And the full 3-piece exhaust system costs somewhere around $18,000. And this doesn't include the cost of cutting through the floor of your car to accommodate the side exhaust and the chassis reinforcement you'll need to do after cutting a big hole into your car. Have you fainted yet? Have you picked up your jaw? Well, I hope you learned something new in today's episode, and if you have any suggestions for E46 M3 exhaust parts, share them down below. Asking for a friend. Anyways, that's all for today's topic, and I'd like to give a shout out to all my Patreon and channel members for going the extra mile to keep this thing up and running. We've all got to thank Lilmanike for being our first executive producer and earning the first in-video shoutout. All Patreon members get full access to my Discord, and all channel members get access to exclusive videos. And if you all combine forces to create an army of 100 supporters between both the channel memberships and Patreon, then I shall make the Discord public and give everyone who got us there a special rank in Discord. Anyways, that's all from me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.